Hey guys, this is Mark Guerra, National Consultant with Ambit Energy, and today we're going to share with you how to do a proper one-on-one. Okay, so this is going to be warm market. This is like a friend, a family member, or a co-worker. After this, we're going to do a different one, but this one is warm market. Okay, so how do you get this person to come and sit down with you? You know, at a Starbucks, at a restaurant, if you have an office. How do you get them to come? That's a whole other video, but I'm just going to share something. What we're going to show you today, you want to watch it over and over and over and practice it with a friend, coworker, family member, right? You can call them up and say, hey, I have something, I need some help with a project I'm doing for my job. Can you help me out tomorrow around this time? And have them come and practice doing this one-on-one with them. And who knows, they might say, well, what is it? And get interested, and you might have a consultant right there, right? So anyways, we're gonna get into it, and everybody, when you start your one-on-one, is gonna have their own story, okay? So I'm just gonna keep mine very brief because you're gonna plug in your story in there. If you're new, it's okay, just tell them what you've done so far. You know, maybe you just got your first $100, that's it. That's how new you are, but it worked, right? You know, so you can share that experience with you and how you believe that this is going to help. You can plug in maybe the person that got you in the business, or their sponsor, or someone you read in the success magazines that they can relate to. If they're a nurse, you can talk about Debbie, you know, engineers, doctors, different things like that. You can relate it to them. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I had already called Angel. I told him, you know, I had something I wanted to share with them because I knew a situation at work, and he was getting stressed with his job and things like that, and I thought this would be a good opportunity for him, and I asked him to meet me here today at my office. So we're going to go ahead and get started right off the bat with that. Hey Angel, how you doing?
How's it going, Mark? Good to see you.
Hey, I'm so glad you took the time to meet with me. I know last time we talked, you were at work, and you were telling me about how you were a little stressed out with work and the bills and the rat race that most people are in anyways, right? And I told you I had something that I thought could help you, something that's started helping me already, and that could benefit you. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it because I know you don't even know why we're here. So we're going to go ahead and start talking about it. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
So when I was first shown this opportunity I'm about to show you, you already know my situation. I own a couple of small businesses. I was really busy. I was working lots of hours, 6-7 days a week. And I just didn't have time for my family, you know, my kids. I have 3 kids, my wife. I never got to see them. You know, and I know that you have, you know, a brand new baby, and I mean, this could be a way that I was thinking that you can have to help your family so that you can have more time, so that you don't have to, you know, pay a babysitter to raise your child and different things like that. And that's what everybody's doing. I mean, and I found a way that we can help those kind of people. So when this gentleman shared this opportunity with me, I didn't know anything about energy, and that's what we're going to talk about, electricity. I didn't know anything about it, but he asked me a question. He said, how many people do you know that use electricity?
Everybody.
Everybody, right? Yeah, I actually thought it was kind of a dumb question. I was like, everybody uses electricity, right? What's the point? But this is what got me. He said, well, hold on a second. Everybody uses, right? Everyone you know, even everybody you don't know, they're all using electricity. But what if I can show you a way that every time somebody clicks on a light switch, you get paid? Direct deposit into your bank account month after month after month after month. Would that be something that you might be interested in? If I could show you how to do that? You know, and I said, yeah, just like you're saying right now. I was like, well, yeah, you know, if it's legal, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of interested me, and I said, okay, you know, I'll go ahead and take a look at it, you know, to kind of shorten things up. I went and took a look at the opportunity I'm about to share with you, and it really did work. You know, I'm going to show you some of the, you know, research that I did on the company to make sure it was legal and that it was something that was going to benefit me and my family. But once I decided to do this, it didn't take a long time. Within about 14 months, I was able to already start shutting down some of these other businesses that my wife and I had. And now I don't have to do anything anymore because of this business. It not only helped us to achieve the financial freedom that we so desperately needed, but more importantly, the time freedom, you know. And now what we like to do is pay it forward and help other people so that you can have the same thing, right? So the name of our company is Ambit Energy. Have you ever heard of that company before? We do zero advertising, and I'm going to get into how it works, but this is what I did first. I wanted to make sure it was legal, remember? So I bought a publication called the Inc. 500. Have you ever heard of Fortune 500 magazines, Inc. 500?
companies that have. That
Okay, so basically, what it is a list of the top 500 fastest growing companies. Okay, in the entire United States of America, and I printed out and made a copy of the inside of the list. And who did it say was the number one fastest growing company?
Ambit Energy.
Exactly, and that's
Wow.
the company I'm talking to you about right now. So it did a lot of things for me. I mean, for one, I got pretty excited because I was like, man, this is the number one fastest growing company in the entire United States at that time, right? And I know about the E500 list. I used to invest in companies and do things like that. So I had heard of the publication, and I knew that Microsoft had came out once, and they were in the 280s, like 280 something when they came out, something like that. And I've heard of them, but I never heard of this company, so I never would have imagined that it would have been that high on the publication. I did a little more research, and I found out that no other electric company in all of history has ever been number one in the E500, and also no other network marketing company in all of history has ever been number one fastest growing. So these were things that are pretty impressive, right? But I did a little more research, and I bought another publication, and this is the Direct Selling News, right? And what this publication does is it ranks the top 100 companies, not fastest growing, but who's making the most money. And this is in the world, this is global, the DSN, right? So who's making the most money in the world? The guy that shared this with me said we're one of them. So I was like, okay, let me make sure he's not lying to me. I could have Googled it, but I was like, I don't know that much about computer. I'm thinking anybody can put anything on there, right? I want to actually see real, publications. So I got this publication. And what number does it say we are?
13.
Number 13 in the world. Now, these are anybody that sells a product or service directly to the public, okay? And we're number 13 in the whole world for making the most money. That's pretty impressive, right? Now, the other impressive thing is that the 12 companies that are above us, none of them are energy companies, right? So that means we're actually number one in our field. We're number one in what we do. I mean, how many times can you look at a company that you're thinking about, working for or being part of, that's the number one fastest growing company, number one for making the most money in the world? I mean, these are things that it's pretty rare, right? That you see. So what I noticed here was that these companies, none of them are energy companies, but another thing I noticed is that they're old. Because I was thinking, well, why ain't we number one? I know we're number one in our field, but why ain't we number one out of everyone? And there's two reasons why. One, because they're old. Okay? On average, a minimum of 52 years. Okay? And you've heard of these companies. Have you heard of Mary Kay before? Yeah. Avon, Herbalife, Amway. Look at Avon. Everybody's heard of Avon, right? What year were they founded?
1886.
Exactly. Not 1986, 1886. So they got a little bit of a head start on this. When was Ambit Energy founded?
2006.
2006. They started 130 years ago. Would you say they had a little bit of a head start on us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's number one. That's one of the two reasons that they're ahead of us. The second reason is the number of countries they're in. If you look at the markets, Amway's in what? 100 markets. That's 100 countries. The Herbalife, 91 countries. I mean, all of these, if you notice, that's in 110 countries. I don't even know what that is. and look, another 100 Tupperware, 100 countries.
That's crazy.
How many countries are we in?
One.
Actually, we were only in 16 states when this publication came out. We're in 16 states right now, and yet we're number 13 in the whole world for making the most money. This was pretty powerful, and you're looking at it right now. One more thing I wanted to notice. You heard of Google, right? Mm-hmm. They made books, movies. You know why they did all that? Because they did something that no one had ever done in all of history. They hit $1 billion in annual revenue faster than anyone. They did it in just under 7 years. Now, before them, it was Microsoft. They did like in 11 or a little under 11 years. 7, 11, that's a big difference, right? Well, guess what? We hit $1 billion in annual revenue in less than 7 years also. Wow. And we didn't do it 13 years ago. See, because if you go invest in Google today, it might be a little too late, right? You're not going to make millions of dollars. But what if you wouldn't have done it 13 years ago, 12, 11, right? So we did it just a few years ago. And if you notice, it even tells you what we made in 2015, $1.4 billion with a B, billion. Another thing to note, none of the other energy companies in here have even hit $1 billion. So that's pretty impressive also. Now, how does it work? You know, how do we get paid? I mean, how does this all work, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I know I'm going a little quick, but I'm not trying to explain every single thing. I'm just showing you enough information to see if this even makes sense for you, if it's something that might benefit you and your family. And I did want to show facts, right? So this is how we get paid. If you decide that this is something you want to do and you want to make money, you would become a consultant of the company. If you just want to save money on your bill, be a customer, it's okay. You know, we can show you how to do that, and you would be a customer. Okay, consultant, customer. So as a consultant, because I know you were interested in making money, you know, helping yourself get out of the situation you're in. So you would be a consultant like me, right? And all you have to do is become your own customer. Now, would you like to pay less on your bill or get it for free?
Both, yeah.
Right. So we have a free energy program, and the way that works is once you've referred 15. Yeah, I know, right?
What?
I didn't believe it either. Don't worry. When I first heard it, I was like, God, this